What's good, YouTube? This is Austin Sweet, the Gaming and Wrestling Titan here, back again with another video for you guys today. And today we are going to be discussing wrestling from the past and today's wrestling. So let's dive right into it. Alright, wrestling from the past, let's start there. Wrestling from the past was actually watchable. You had the Attitude Era, you had stars like The Rock, Stone Cold, Mankind, Ken Shamrock, The Undertaker, Kane. You had all the wrestlers from the Attitude Era become successful on down the line. We even had the old school cage matches with the bars. And in my opinion, that was when wrestling was watchable, because back then we had the WWF, WCW, and ECW. Now, ECW back in the day was really awesome. It was really good. But yeah, WWF and WCW go against each other in the Monday Night Wars. And WCW was winning the Monday Night Wars. People were turning off Raw to watch WCW. And they even predicted Mankind's championship win, and that actually happened. Mankind won the WWF Championship from The Rock on an episode of Raw. But now, let's compare wrestling from the past to today's wrestling. Today's wrestling is somewhat watchable, but that PG rating has to go. And I want to give a quick shout out to the Bubba Dunk Funkin' Network for bashing the PG rating. I don't like the PG rating either. So guys, keep up the good work. So yeah, be sure you guys go check out the BDF Network. They're really good. But back to the PG rating. It's not working out for the WWE, because back then when the wrestlers were cutting a promo, they were being themselves. Nowadays, they have to memorize a script, and they can't go off the grid. Meaning they can't go off the script. I mean, heck, you saw on an episode of Raw the one night, The Rock, when he came back, go off the script, and the creators were mad about it. Now, let's talk about the storylines. The storylines back in wrestling from the past, the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era were good. Compare that to today, and the storylines are not good. Like, what the heck? We need to have edgier storylines. But of course, it's that PG rating. Now, if WWE went back to TV-14, then the writers would have, like, more control, and they could write edgier storylines. Back then, we had edgier storylines in the Attitude Era. Even in the Ruthless Aggression Era, there was still some edgy storylines that kept us on the edge of our seats, wanting to come back. Now, let's compare... and by the way, the PG era, when it turned PG in 2008, were the stories good? No, but it was still watchable. Here we are 10 years later, 2018, and it's still somewhat watchable. I mean, my gosh. Like, if the stars, half the stars today will never compare to the stars of the Attitude Era. I mean, heck, what happened to WWE when it was known as the WWF? We had the Attitude Era, we had the Ruthless Aggression Era, you were allowed to bleed. We had cage matches with the bars. Nowadays, now in the WWE, you can't bleed. If you get bleed, you get fined for it, which is just ridiculous. But if it wasn't on purpose, if you were bleeding on purpose, then that would have been fine. But if you weren't bleeding on purpose, or something like that, you would get fined. And that PG rating has to go. No wonder so many wrestling fans are turning off Raw and SmackDown Live. And SmackDown Live right now is doing really good. If they got rid of the PG rating and brought back the TV-14 rating, a lot of wrestling fans would be coming back to tune in. And I'm willing to bank on it. I am willing to bank on it. I mean, what happened to WWE these days? I mean, heck, the tag teams in the past were great. Are some of the tag teams good in today's wrestling? Some of them are good, some of them are not. Let's talk about the tag teams now. Back in the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era, you had tag teams like the Legion of Doom, the Nasty Boys, Demolition, Powers of Pain, tag teams that were good, that could actually put on some quality matches. You even had the Brothers of Destruction back then. Nowadays, today, you have tag teams like the Deleter of Worlds who are good, the Revival who's alright, the Bludgeon Brothers who are friggin' awesome, but half the tag teams can't put on quality matches like, the past. Wrestling from the past. Now, if someone would put in the comments, where does NXT fall? NXT is actually really good. I watch it half the time. The takeovers are really good, but we're not going to talk about NXT. This is not what this video is about. We're not going to be talking about NXT. We're not going to be talking about NXT. Not talking about NXT. We're not going to be talking about it. That's completely different. That's another subject for another day. I mean, what happened to wrestling? Wrestling these days is not watchable. It's not even watchable because the storylines half the time are just plain garbage. And if you ask me which wrestling was better, wrestling from the past or today's wrestling, wrestling from the past. The Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression Era. I mean, it was the best. That was the time for wrestling. Nowadays, it just flat sucks. Now, I want to hear from you guys. Which wrestling do you think was better? Wrestling from the past, the Attitude Era, and the Ruthless Aggression Era, or today's wrestling? Let me know in the comments. And that'll do it for this video. So be sure you guys hit the like button on this video, comment down below your opinions, and subscribe. Check out, be sure you follow me like me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, get me to 100 followers, alright guys? And I'm gonna have something very special. So, yeah guys, that's it for this video. Be sure you smash the like button, comment down below, and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all later.